Welcome to Hired in IT. Our mission is simple: help you build the skills that employers actually want. Whether you're trying to land your first IT job, switch careers, earn a promotion, or increase your salary, we're here to help. Every video is thoroughly researched and designed to make complex IT topics easy to understand. If there's an IT topic you'd like us to cover, leave a comment below. We may turn your suggestion into our next video. Turning IT knowledge into career opportunities. Every organization wants to add AI to its applications. But building an enterprise AI platform is much harder than calling a chatbot. You need to choose the right model, protect sensitive company data, control costs, manage permissions, monitor usage, and integrate AI with systems that already run your business. Most IT teams quickly discover they don't actually want to build AI infrastructure. They want to build AI solutions. That's exactly where Amazon Bedrock fits. It provides managed access to leading foundation models while AWS handles the underlying infrastructure so your team can focus on solving business problems. By the end of this video, you'll know 3 things. 1. What Bedrock actually is and the specific enterprise headaches it eliminates. 2. How to use the core features, models, agents, knowledge bases, and guardrails. 3. How to weave Bedrock into your existing IT skills to unlock higher pay and more demand. Building enterprise AI is more than downloading a model. First, infrastructure. Running large language models requires powerful hardware that is expensive to purchase, maintain, and scale. Second, model management. New models appear constantly, and every provider has different APIs, capabilities, pricing, and release schedules. Third, enterprise security. Your AI platform must protect sensitive data, enforce identity and access controls, encrypt information, and meet compliance requirements. Fourth, operations. Someone has to monitor usage, manage costs, update models, and keep everything available as demand grows. These challenges are exactly why Amazon Bedrock exists. Instead of building AI infrastructure yourself, Bedrock gives you managed access to foundation models through AWS services you already know. Here's the one-liner you need. Bedrock is a fully managed serverless gateway to top foundation models from multiple providers. That means no GPUs to order, no infrastructure to manage, and no machine learning PhD required. If you're already on AWS, it's one of the fastest paths to adding AI to your application. Let's check your understanding. What is Bedrock, and what kind of model providers does it give you access to? Take a moment. Bedrock is a fully managed serverless API gateway that gives you access to foundation models from multiple leading providers. Think Anthropic, Meta, Mistral, Cohere, Stability AI, Amazon Titan, and others as they're added. So you're not locked into one model family. Let's pause and check your understanding. What core problem does Bedrock solve, and how does it solve it? Think about it. Bedrock eliminates the AI infrastructure nightmare, GPUs, security, scaling, by giving you a managed serverless gateway to top foundation models so you can focus on building, not plumbing. One of Bedrock's biggest advantages is flexibility. Instead of locking you into a single AI model, Bedrock provides access to multiple leading foundation model providers through a consistent platform. Depending on your region and account, you can choose from providers such as Anthropic, Amazon, Meta, Mistral AI, Cohere, Stability AI, and others as new models become available. Different models have different strengths. Some excel at reasoning. Others focus on speed, multimodal understanding, coding, embeddings, image generation, or cost efficiency. Because Bedrock presents a consistent interface for supported capabilities, you can evaluate multiple models without redesigning your entire application. Amazon Bedrock offers multiple ways to run foundation models depending on your workload. For many applications, on-demand inference lets you pay only for the tokens you use, making it ideal for development, experimentation, and unpredictable traffic. For larger or more consistent workloads, supported models may also offer provisioned throughput, giving you dedicated model capacity with predictable performance. The available options depend on the model you choose, so always verify the supported inference modes before planning your production architecture. Choosing the right option is a balance between performance, scalability, and cost, not simply selecting the cheapest choice. Let's kill 3 myths right now. Myth 1. Bedrock is just a chatbot. Wrong. It's a full API platform for integrating AI into applications. Myth 2. It only supports one model. Wrong again. Multi-model by design, with a single API for all providers. Myth 3. You need a machine learning background. Not even close. If you can write a Bot03 call, you can invoke a foundation model. Bedrock abstracts the complexity, not the control. Can you name at least 3 model providers available in Bedrock? And more importantly, why is Bedrock more than just another AI API? You should be able to name providers like Anthropic, Meta, Mistral, Cohere, Stability AI, or Amazon Titan. The key insight: Bedrock is a managed multi-model platform, not a single product. You can switch providers with a simple parameter change without ever rewiring your application. One of Bedrock's biggest advantages is that it fits naturally into the AWS ecosystem. Applications running on Lambda, ECS, EC2, or EKS can invoke Bedrock using familiar IAM permissions and AWS SDKs. Documents stored in Amazon S3 can become part of AI workflows through knowledge bases. Amazon EventBridge can trigger AI workflows automatically. CloudWatch monitors usage and operational metrics. CloudTrail records. API activity for auditing and compliance. Private connectivity through Amazon VPC endpoints helps organizations keep AI traffic inside their private AWS network. Rather than introducing a completely separate AI platform, Bedrock becomes another managed AWS service that works alongside the infrastructure you already operate. Enterprise AI requires much more than good prompts. AWS states that prompts and model responses submitted to Bedrock are not used to train the underlying foundation models. Identity and access management lets administrators control exactly which users, roles, or applications can invoke specific models. Private connectivity using Amazon VPC endpoints helps organizations avoid sending AI traffic across the public internet. CloudTrail records API activity for auditing. Encryption protects data in transit and at rest using AWS managed or customer managed KMS keys. Combined with least privilege IAM policies, these capabilities help organizations build AI solutions that satisfy enterprise security and compliance requirements. Bedrock gives you 2 ways to scale cost. On demand. You pay per token, nothing upfront. Perfect for prototyping and spiky traffic. Provisioned throughput. You reserve a fixed capacity, so you get consistent latency and a predictable bill. Some models may require a provisioned reservation for production use. The trap is letting a cheap, on-demand prototype grow into a full production workload without switching. That can turn a modest bill into a 4-figure surprise almost overnight. Set up CloudWatch billing alerts today. They're quick to configure and will save you from exactly that nightmare. True or false, Bedrock uses your prompts to retrain its models. Always. False. AWS states your data is not used for model training. Second piece, you just saw two pricing modes. Which one fits a steady, predictable workload? Provisioned throughput, or that's generally your best bet for consistency. On-demand works well for variable or spiky loads. If you need both, you can even mix them. Lock those two facts in. Imagine your operations team receives a high-priority alert. Instead of simply answering a question, a Bedrock agent can analyze the situation, retrieve the appropriate runbook, determine which tools are available, and recommend or perform the next approved action. For example, it might collect diagnostic information, invoke a Lambda function to gather additional system data, open a Jira ticket, notify engineers in Slack, and prepare a detailed incident summary. Many organizations keep a human approval step before any production change is executed. The important idea is that the agent coordinates multiple actions toward a goal instead of generating only a single response. That is what makes agentic AI fundamentally different from a traditional chatbot. Here's the sequence. CloudWatch fires an alarm. A production service's error rate just spiked. A Bedrock agent picks up that event. It pulls the relevant runbook from the knowledge base, reasons that the last deployment rolled out a config change that's causing connection timeouts, and then it invokes a Lambda function to revert that config. The moment the rollback finishes, the agent posts the full incident timeline to the engineering Slack channel. What happened? What it did? How long it took? 5 minutes. Zero human intervention. This is what agentic means. Multi-step, autonomous, context-aware action. Not just a chat response, real work, done by an AI worker you configured with a few IAM permissions and a description of the tools it can use. Suppose a hospital has 20,000 patient policy documents, procedures, and operational manuals. They don't want to retrain a foundation model every time those documents change. Instead, they want answers grounded in their own information. This is where Bedrock knowledge bases help. Documents stored in approved data sources are indexed, converted into vector embeddings, and stored in a supported vector database. When a user asks a question, Bedrock retrieves the most relevant information, includes it in the model's context, and generates an answer based on those documents. This retrieval-augmented generation approach reduces hallucinations while allowing your AI application to use current business information without retraining a model. A support chatbot that accidentally tells a user how to phish credentials is a lawsuit waiting to happen. Bedrock Guardrails is a feature that can enforce content policies before a model responds. You can define block topics, violence, illegal advice, anything, and the system can refuse to answer. Harmful content can be filtered automatically. PII, like SSNs and email addresses, can be redacted from both prompt and response. And for prompt injection, where an attacker tries to override system instructions, Guardrails can detect and block those attempts. It's not a magic bullet, but it's a crucial defensive layer when you put AI in front of real users. One of the fastest ways to understand Bedrock is by using the AWS console. Open Amazon Bedrock, choose a supported foundation model available in your account and region, and launch one of the playground experiences. Within minutes, you can compare prompts, evaluate responses, experiment with parameters, and understand how different models behave. This is an excellent way to validate ideas before writing Python code or integrating AI into a production application. Let's lock in what you just learned. What are the 3 features that turn Bedrock from a simple API into a full AI platform? Think about it. Yoast. Agents, knowledge bases, and guardrails. Agents let you build autonomous workflows. Knowledge bases keep answers grounded in your own data, and guardrails prevent dangerous or off-brand outputs. Let's lock in what separates a Bedrock agent from a bare API call. An agent doesn't just generate text. It plans steps, invokes AWS services, and keeps state across multiple actions. You tell it the goal, not every line of orchestration code. Here's a scenario every ops team dreams of. A CloudWatch alarm fires for high CPU on a critical instance. A Bedrock agent picks it up, reads the incident runbook from a knowledge base, determines the likely cause, creates a Jira ticket automatically, and posts a summary to the operations Slack channel, all before a human even opens the pager. Picture a stack of 100 expense reports scanned in from last month's travel. Instead of someone keying in each vendor, amount, and category by hand, you point Bedrock at the PDFs. It extracts the vendor, date, amount, and expense category using foundation models. Then a Lambda function pushes that structured data straight into your ERP. What used to take a finance intern 2 weeks is done in an afternoon, without training a custom model. Now let's move from architecture to code. Using Python and Boto 3, create a Bedrock client and verify which foundation models are available to your account. Next, create a Bedrock runtime client and send your first request. For conversational applications, the Converse API provides a consistent interface across supported models, making it easier to compare providers and build chat-based applications. In the next video of this series, we'll build a complete Bedrock application step-by-step using Python and the Converse API. Now you're ready to send an actual prompt. Using the Bedrock runtime client, you call invoke model with Claude 3 Haiku's model ID, a JSON body containing your prompt, and handle the streaming response chunk by chunk. The code wraps it in a try except to catch throttling errors, a mistake beginners make by not handling throttling exception. This pattern is the core of every Bedrock application you'll build. Organizations are investing heavily in professionals who understand both cloud architecture and applied AI. Cloud engineers, solutions architects, developers, security engineers, and platform engineers who can integrate foundation models into real business solutions are increasingly qualifying for higher-paying technical roles. The value isn't learning a single AWS service. It's combining cloud architecture, security, automation, and AI into practical business solutions that organizations are actively hiring for. Bedrock is one of the fastest ways for AWS professionals to begin building those skills. Quick recall. Entry-level AWS AI roles start around $90K to $105K. Mid-level engineers pull in $115K to $140K, and senior architects break $170K. That's the salary impact of Bedrock skills. You can start building Bedrock skills today. Begin by creating an AWS account and enabling billing alerts or AWS budgets so you always understand your spending. Next, explore the Bedrock playgrounds to compare different models without writing code. After that, complete the free AWS Skill Builder learning modules covering generative AI and Amazon Bedrock. Then build something practical. Create an IT ticket summarizer. Build an internal knowledge assistant. Analyze technical documentation. or create an incident response assistant. Finally, publish your project to GitHub with architecture diagrams, setup instructions, screenshots, and documentation. Employers are impressed by working projects far more than completed tutorials. Certifications don't replace experience, but they do help validate your knowledge. The AWS Certified AI Practitioner introduces generative AI concepts and services, including Amazon Bedrock. The AWS Certified Solutions Architect Associate demonstrates your ability to design secure, scalable AWS architectures that incorporate AI services. For professionals moving deeper into machine learning, advanced AI and machine learning certifications provide additional specialization. The best combination is certification plus real projects that demonstrate practical implementation. AWS provides excellent free resources for learning Amazon Bedrock. The official Bedrock documentation explains every feature in detail. AWS Skill Builder includes free self-paced courses. The AWS workshops provide guided hands-on labs. The AWS samples. GitHub organization contains production-quality example applications. And in the next video of this series, we'll build a complete Python application using the Bedrock Converse API from start to finish. The fastest way to master Bedrock is to combine documentation, hands-on labs, and your own projects. Here's your 30-day sprint to go from zero to a working AI feature that actually belongs on your resume. Week 1. Get comfortable with the AWS console and set up your account. The AWS free tier covers many services, but Bedrock itself is pay-per-token, so go ahead and create a billing alert in AWS budgets. Takes 5 minutes and saves you from surprises. Week 2. Jump into Bedrock Playgrounds. No code, just typing prompts, comparing how Claude, Llama, and Titan respond. Week 3. You build a knowledge base from your own documents and configure an agent that can retrieve information. Week 4. You wire that agent to Lambda, package it as a mini-app, and suddenly you have a shipped AI project that proves you can build, not just talk. So let's lock this in. You now know Bedrock isn't a single model or a chatbot. It's an API hub that gives you access to multiple foundation models without touching a server. You understand the real power moves, agents that act autonomously, knowledge bases that ground answers in your own docs, and guardrails that keep output safe. And you've seen the career math. AWS skills plus AI capabilities put you squarely in those 6-figure salary bands. That's not theory. It's the opportunity sitting in front of you right now. Before you go, let's cement the 3 big ideas. First, Bedrock is a serverless gateway to multiple foundation models. Second, the real power is in agents, knowledge bases, and guardrails that turn AI from a toy into a production system. Third, skills in this space directly translate to 6-figure cloud salaries. You now know what most IT pros don't. Make it count. If this moved your understanding forward, hit that subscribe button. More AI for IT content is on the way. Drop a comment with your biggest takeaway or one question you still have. And check the description for free resources, the full series playlist, and the link to part 2 as soon as it drops. No fluff, no gatekeeping, just real, actionable IT career content. I'll see you in the next one. Remember, careers aren't built by watching videos. They're built by applying what you learn. Pick one thing from today's lesson, build it, document it, and share it. That's how you get hired. Thanks for watching Hired in IT, where we're turning IT knowledge into career opportunities.